Hey guys, welcome to the new video. This is Max from server 133. Now in this video I'll be talking about something very serious, very important, but however, before watching this video, let me tell you the first few minutes is going to be all about a theory and explanation. You can definitely switch over to the important part when I tell you to while watching. So you don't need to really watch the entire video, but listening is going to be a good thing in the first few minutes. This video is about the alts and farm account, the difference between an alt account and a farm account, some of the basic F&E rules and regulations, terms of conditions and policy. So first and foremost, having more than one account in the game is illegal. However, you are allowed to have a second account, third account or 100 account, but each one of them need to be in a different server. You cannot have two accounts in the same server. If you ever happen to have two accounts which are solely your owned accounts, F&E has the rights to block your second account, third account and so on, in case if they realize that you are doing something unethical. Then they can even ban your first account, which is your main account. Now let's talk about what is the entire concept of a alt account. So let's say apart from your first account, you happen to have a second account which you are using for spying an alliance, or the second account is as good as your main account, but you're using that for running boss rallies or trying to influence other people's opinion and decision about an alliance. This game is all about server politics, and not just server politics, but there are a lot of other things that people do in the game, and there's a lot of tips and tricks which is involved. So some people build up a second account, they place it in the other alliance and they start spying the other alliance, keep referring what rallies are happening, what sort of reports are coming in, what is the general that they have developed. Of course, you can see the general list by going into the ranking and general ranking, but still people happen to, cheat. And because of these things which are around in the game of having a second account, an alternate account in the same server but in different alliance, you can definitely spy much more, even get to know about bubble drops when the codes get shared in the alliance chat, or subsidies which are unbubbled, or boss monster coordinates. There's a lot of stuff you can do while you happen to sit in some other alliance, and that is something which you should not do, because that is something which is really a very cheap gameplay. There are a lot of people that have accused me of having an alt and a spy because I steal a lot of subsidies, which is something I really don't care about, because at the end of the day I have bookmarked codes of majority good quality subordinate cities on my server, and whenever somebody drops a bubble, I steal it. I steal that subsidy and then I trade it for resources, and whenever I plunder somebody for resources, I use those resources to upgrade my keep or building. Also, I don't say that I don't coin. I very rarely coin. It has been almost more than a year that I'm into the game, and whenever I do some online sessions, which is of course a paid session, a one-to-one session, whatever money I get, I use that little amount and I purchase packages for gems or maybe for resources and stuff like that. Yes, after a certain level, you to grow, you really need to start playing PvP, start doing PvP, which is plundering others, killing others for resources, being ruthless. That's what it is. It's a war game, and you cannot grow by being nice, and you cannot simply grow by just investing money into the game, because at the end of the day, you will be spending $100 for 250 million of each resources, or almost 300 million of each resources. But when you want to upgrade, you might a K34 to a K35, you might need 4 billion of each, and I am quite sure purchasing 4 billion of each packages is a little expensive. Let's get to the next part about the alt account. So yes, having a second account in the same server is illegal. If catches you, they will block the second account. They can block your first account too, depending on what you are doing with the second account. The next thing is a farm account. Now what is a farm account? A farm account is something which has the advantage, or which is used for gathering resources or generating resources to feed the main account. Now let's say if my main account is Max and I am having, for example, 2, 3, 4, 10 farm accounts. So what I'll be doing is I'll be using those farm accounts, gathering them, gathering resources on them, and on a specific day when the bubble is about to drop from the farm account, I'll send the troops out, or maybe send them to a tile or a relic or somewhere away, and then hit the farm account and plunder the resources to grow my main account. Now, why is having a farm account illegal? You are basically not hurting somebody to get resources. You are not stealing from somebody's hard work to build your keep. Then why is a farm account illegal? The answer is very simple. When you have a farm account, you are basically cheating with Evany. Also, you are taking an advantage over other people who are growing. So let's say if a person is working really hard, earning money and spending that money in the game just to get 1 billion of each resource to upgrade his K30 to a K31. And you, on the other hand, don't spend the money in the game, don't want to invest the money in the game, which is absolutely your choice. I am not complaining about it. But you're using a farm account and gathering resources for an entire month, and on a specific day, you just unbubble that keep, hit it, take the resource and grow your keep. Now what happens in this is, you are first of all insulting the effort of the person who is spending money to grow. Second thing, there are players like me who run crazy rallies. We keep joining rallies, we keep gathering these boxes to get resources so that we can do our resource consumption. Like this is 200 million, this is another 200 million, this is 450 million. You see this amount of resource, that's like 1 billion resource in like 5 days after completing the resource consuming event. So for players who are working really hard like me to get resources, and you are basically disrespecting my effort by simply plundering an alt or farming a farm account. So now let's talk about, in case if you want to make a farm account, it is not illegal till you get caught. Yes, there are a lot of people who have farm accounts. They keep it secret, they don't share it with anybody that this is a farm account. They happen to place it in a underdeveloped or undeveloped alliance, so that people think that yeah, this is a farm alliance, farm account, or this is whatever it is, and they generally are aware when the truce drops. So you don't need to first of all waste time in scouting. You don't need to waste your first attack for killing the troops. You can just simply set up a march preset with Amir Temur, load up the plundering gear, and then simply port in and plunder the farm to get the resources. 3 attacks max to max, and by the time you're done with 3 attacks, nobody even realizes you went there and you plundered him. Sometimes what you can do is you do first attack, you do second attack, you do third attack, and then you come back. You wait for a few minutes, people think that the account is burned, the city is burned, then you go back again and plunder it. So that is like using an alt account, using a farm account. Now let's get on to the part of what are the things that you should have in a farm account. First thing is the generals. You must have the general Shajar Aldur on the wall. She gives a resource production for the tiles, increases the tile production by 100%. Second is you should have the gathering general like Queen Jindyok, Constance. Now you can look at the screen, by the way, I'm sorry. You should have gathering general like Queen Jindyok, that gives you a 40% bonus from the resource gathering. You can have Constance. If you don't have any of these, it is okay to have Princess Lucy, Amir Temur, Attila. Now why I am trying to settle now, why is a Queen Jindyok or a Constance better than these guys? Because these two generals, Queen Jindyok and Constance 1, they give you a resource bonus. As you read the skill book, after resource gathering brings back extra 40% resource from the world map. So whatever the tile capacity is, let's say if the tile capacity is 7 million, which is on the level 14 during the event time, you will get 3.1 or 3.2 million extra from the tile. I guess it is 3 point, doesn't matter, something 3 million plus extra from the tile. So if you happen to have 5 Queen Jindyoks and they are gathering 5 tiles of level 14, which is going to fetch you around 50 million resource in a time of 5 to 6 hours of gathering. Now let's talk about the second part of the gathering process, or the second part of this conversation. If I am using a general like Constance, she gives us 20% bonus. However, there is a set of gear which you can craft, which is the champions set. Let me show you the buff of this gear by entering into the forge. So there is a set, champion set. You can craft these 4 items. They are very cheap, 3 to 4 days of crafting time required. This will give you 10% gathering speed bonus. It will give you 10% extra resources from gathering. So if you have this on your Queens in the Ox or on your constants, apart from the 40% bonus that you're getting and 20% bonus which you're getting on constants, you will have another 10% extra free because of this speciality or because of the buff of this champions set. However, you can add up 2 more gears from the dragon gear set, which could be the weapon and the ring. This is up to you. This is not something that I am telling you must do, but if you have extra material, extra speed ups, and you got time, then please craft those and place them upon your gathering general. They will also increase your gathering speed by 15%. However, there are other weapons in the forge of the king's gear, which is king's bow or the king's spear or the king's axe or the king's sword. These have their own gathering buffs. So the bow has ore gathering, the mounted spear has food gathering, the axe has lumber gathering, and the sword has stone gathering. So you can also make these and enjoy the benefits of gathering speed. Now moving to the next part, we spoke about the general, we spoke about the gear. The next thing is about the research. So when you go to the research in the academy, the most important researches which you see here is about the gathering speed and resource production speed. Because it's a farm account, it has nothing to do with the military. It has no need of having a march speed, having a march size, troop power. On 90% of the servers, the players have come to a point where they respect NAP on the tiles. Apart from server war, the tiles are untouchable. It's a strict rule that the server leaders have decided amongst themselves. This is not something which is decided by the game developers. The game developers has made it complete open war. You can hit anybody, hit anywhere on the map, hit on the relic, on the tile, on the camp, unbubbled keeps, subordinate cities. You can hit anything and everything that moves. But as a server for everybody's growth, the alliances come together and decide that nobody will touch anybody's tiles while they're gathering. However, people like me, we scout tiles for fun. Some guys are not comfortable about that, but for those who know me very well in my server, they don't really bother about me scouting the tiles, because when I scout the tiles, I make fun of them. I just give them a red screen, which is like hee fun thing to do, give people red screen. Anyways, now coming to the real stuff. So these are the stuff that you need to have in your research. However, the most important research is advanced logistics, increased troop load capacity. Now why do we need this is something so that you have to spend the least amount of resources for training troops to gather a very big tile. So let's say there's a level 14 tile which I want to gather, which is just outside my keep. You can see that it should be right here, 13 or 14. You see, I want to gather on this tile. If I'm going to gather this tile, it's going to take my Queen Jindyok around 5 hours 10 minutes. There's no buff activated, so I'm going to switch over to the food gathering gear and activate the gathering buff, which is here. And now I'm going to do the food gathering. You can see the time required is 4 hours 32 minutes. Let me check if I got the correct one. Yes. Food gathering. Did I enable the buff? Yes. So if I'm going to gather food using my Queen Jindyok, I don't know why I'm fumbling today. Maybe that's because it's summer and I'm getting really thirsty. So yes, if I'm using Queen Jindyok, which is fully cultivated, she's taking 4 hours 32 minutes to gather on a level 14 tile. Without the food gathering spear, which is a mounted troop spear, that king's spear that has a bonus of 15-20% food gathering, which I am not equipped right now. But without that, it's going to take me 4 hours 32 minutes for this Queen Jindyok. Let me see if I have another one that has the food gathering, because this one didn't have the food gathering. It had the food gathering skill, but I'll still check. 5 hours 20 minutes. What is wrong with queens today? They happen to be upset. But anyways, I gave you the rough idea. That's going to take you 5 hours for gathering. Now this is my main account, so that's the reason it is 5 hours. If it would be an alt account or a farm account, it would take more time, because you wouldn't really be spending much time on cultivating her, leveling her up and stuff like that. So yes. Now the next thing that a farm account also must have is the in-city tiles. In the in-city tiles, your tile levels should be as compared or equal to your main city tile level. And why do we do this is so that even when you are sleeping, even when your account is gathering, the marches are busy gathering outside, you should still be able to have the resource bonus from your account while it is producing in-city resources. Let's say you're busy for a while, you're going to be only able to send troops to gather on the night before you go to bed, and you only have enough time to just bubble up the account and not find the troops or not find the tiles, activate buff, select general, send it to gather. If you're busy, just you have got 10 minutes time in the night, then you're definitely going to miss out the resource gains, but your in-city tiles will compensate for that, because they will be producing a lot of resources. The next thing also that you should pay attention is the Subordinate City lineup. Now I have got all American subs, as this is the speed up consuming event. I am focusing on consuming as many speed ups I can for my growth. But what is the subsidy that you should have or a must have sub when you are going to use a farm account? And now depending on the research and the generals that you have, if it's a farm account, I would recommend you to have green color, not a purple or a blue or a golden, but green color is good enough. A green China or a green Korea. Now you might be thinking, why China, why Korea? So let's come to the speciality of these two subordinate city. China culture has the capacity or the speciality in the subordinate city, which is main city resource production speed, which is 8%. And if you happen to have purple, it's going to be 12. If you happen, blue is 12, purple is 16, gold is 20. So 20% bonus resource production is nice. After China, you can try to have the Korean culture. It gives you extra resources from gathering, which is 6%. If it is a blue subsidy, it is 9%. If it is purple, it is 12%. And if it is golden, it is 15%. So just imagine you have an alt account or a farm account. A farm account which has got 4 subordinate city slots. The first subordinate city is a blue Korea, so that's giving you 9% bonus. 3 more subs are green Korea, which is giving 18, so that's 27% bonus. Now we're going to do the maths of adding stuff. 27% bonus because of the subordinate cities, 40% bonus because of the Queen Jindyok, 10% bonus because of the gear. So that's 50 plus 27, and that is 77%. I'll give you one more thing, the talent. In the talent, there is gathering boost, which max outs at level 29, monarch level 29. So if it's a farm account, I believe the maximum you can go is level 25, 26, because it's a farm account. But again, if you happen to use that account actively in joining rallies, and if you happen to reach monarch level 29, you, my dear friend, will be able to unlock gathering boost, which is extra 20%. So that is totaling up your resource gain to 97% bonus. Now let me tell you, 97% resource bonus is as good as double the tile capacity. So if the tile capacity is 7 million, you will be coming back home with 14 million. And if you are gathering twice a day, which is one when you wake up, and one when you before going to sleep. If you total all of that, it is 14 million per march. So you got 5 marches, which is 70 million. And per day, like when you wake up and when you sleep, this I'm talking about farm account, not the main account, it becomes 140 million. So guys, resource bonus of, sorry, total resource production or gathering of 140 million. And now if it's a farm account, your tiles level will also be good enough. And as I said, you're going to be resource producing for a while on the tile. So that's going to be 1 million of each per hour. So consider that's another 24 million each, which is 100 million of resources in 12 hours. That's 200 million resources in a day. So resource gathering is going to fetch you 140 or even more than that, depending on how the subsidy lineup is there. Plus, if you happen to have the, what do we say, high level tiles, you'll be producing 200 million of each. So in total, my friend, you will be getting 300 million resources a day. Now you might be thinking, is this possible? Why don't you calculate this yourself and tell me if you can pull that off on your account. My account, I haven't activated any buffs on yet, but when I do, I activate the 8 hours resource production, which is giving you 200% each. So I have covered up majority of the stuff, but if you have got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, farm account is something which I'm not in the favor of, but if you have it, don't disclose it to people because that is illegal. And what you really are going to be suffering is not your account getting banned, but you're going to be suffering from people getting jealous of you. They'll be reporting you, because when you will grow, you'll develop, you will have more enemies. So with this, I conclude today's video. This is Max from So 133 signing out. I will see you next time.